Hello, hello. Let's see. Hi, everyone. Welcome. We're just going to give it a few more minutes so that people can just trickle in, and then we'll get started. Hi, everyone. We're just going to give it just a few more moments just for everyone to come on in, and then get started there. We can get started. I will start off. My name is Samili. I am a junior here at Bentley University, and I am a student coordinator. I'm working with the orientation team, and over the summer, I have been here at Bentley planning the whole orientation program, which all new students will be part of once they move in. So that's super exciting because that's so soon. Yes, and hi, I'm Ariana. I'm also a junior and one of the student coordinators. Both Samelia and I work alongside two other student coordinators, and we kind of all work together throughout the summer, kind of putting the pieces together for the onboarding and orientation process. So thank you so much for joining us tonight for the First Gen community meeting. I'm going to pass it over to Vanessa here, who's going to just kind of talk a moment about her First Gen role, and then we'll get started with that.
Thank you so much, ladies. Hello, everyone. My name is Vanessa Velasquez. I am the first generation experience specialist here at Bentley University, housed within the Office of the Vice President of Student Affairs. And today, I have two of my colleagues joining me, Isabella and Michelle. It goes by Isa, actually, but Michelle goes by Michelle. I'm going to go ahead and let them introduce themselves and their roles before we go into a deeper dive about what it means to be first generation or first Falcon here at Bentley University. Isa, you want to go?
Hello, everybody. My name is Isa. Isabella is also completely fine. I use she, her pronouns, and I am one of the resident directors here at Bentley University. I oversee Miller Hall, which is one of our first year areas. And yeah, I'm out and about all the time.
And hi, everyone. Thanks for joining tonight. My name is Michelle Dapaningo. I am the Director of Student Programs and Engagement at Bentley.
Perfect. Thank you. We're so excited. Everyone is here. We're just going to share a presentation, and then we'll have just kind of give a chance for all the offices to speak a bit. And then we'll have a chance for a Q&A. But you can also use the chat feature too if you think of something as you're going through the slides. And then we can touch upon that at the end. So, perfect. Right. Go. So just a quick agenda. We'll kind of go over orientation, and then we'll go kind of just order. We just introduced ourselves. We'll go to Vanessa. Then Isa will talk a bit about housing, and then Michelle will talk about student life here at Bentley. Okay. So this has been a task that we have been passing out to everyone throughout the whole summer, just things that students should have been doing. For August, what was due was obviously tuition and also waiving health insurance and all of that. There is a self-guided learning course that all students do have to complete before coming to Bentley. So do make sure you're checking your emails for that. And also you should be assigned your housing. So that is also in your email. So just check your emails. And classes will start September 3rd. Yes, and so kind of throughout the summer, and definitely keep checking before you come to campus. We've just been having some new Falcon engagement and trying to keep that virtually, letting people get connected. So I would say the number one thing to do is to make sure you're following our Instagram at Welcome Falcons. This is where we're posting updates. We have like Baby Falc Fridays, which are our Instagram takeovers by different on-campus offices. Really just a bunch of information from different offices going out on this page. We're now doing the posts for welcoming the orientation leaders and had their highlights. So there's just a bunch of information on there to stay updated with, checking out the new Falcon news, kind of staying up to date with what's happening. A lot of new Falcon networking we've been implementing this year on campus groups. So
On the New Falcon experience, within campus groups, there's a channel for New Falcon networking, which we have just like virtual, either like events or challenges taking place throughout the summer, just for students to kind of connect with fellow Falcons, ask questions, and kind of just connecting before coming to campus. So definitely check that out. And really just connecting more with campus groups is just having that app on your phone. It just makes life a lot easier. The orientation schedule is posted on there, so it's a great resource to refer back to. And yeah, so just making sure kind of virtually you're all set up there.
Another thing, just some quick New Falcon arrival and orientation updates. So obviously, like I mentioned earlier, there is a self-guided learning course. Make sure you have that completed. On the 25th, 26th, and 27th, those are moving for Mosaic program and also international students. So if you are part of those communities, just make sure you are checking your emails for that so you know any timing that you have to be here. On the 25th, that there will be a Zoom for all new students to meet their orientation leaders. So please make sure you hop on that because that'll be so helpful for you to know, one, who is your orientation leader, but also any other students who will be in your orientation group. Like I mentioned, the 26th, that's Mosaic program move-in. The 27th will be for international students and defined communities. And then the 29th is the move-in for all new students. And the 29th through September 2nd, that will be the orientation program happening. And on Tuesday, September 3rd, will be the first day of classes. I know it's a lot. So if you have any questions about anything of this or need to screenshot it, feel free to do so.
Perfect. And like Samili had just kind of touched upon, this virtual meet and greet is super important. Just because it kind of helps when you do come to campus, you'll get to see your orientation leader through this Zoom meet and greet on the 25th. So when you come to campus, you already kind of recognize them, maybe recognize some of the students within your group. So it's just a really great time to connect and ask any questions you may have before coming into campus. So that will be on August 25th, and included in these Zooms, you're going to have updates on orientation, information about orientation, kind of working with campus groups, different apps that we use to communicate throughout the program. And it's just like another opportunity to connect and meet with other students. And I found it really helpful when I was a new student coming in. And last year as an orientation leader, I felt my group really connected well. So all positive experiences. So it's definitely something you want to have on your calendar.
Perfect. And then a last quick thing is that, as I mentioned earlier, the orientation program runs from August 29th to September 2nd. There will be opportunities to connect with everyone throughout the Bentley community during this time frame. So be prepared. It is a lot of information, but it's all good information that everyone needs. And so that you guys feel more prepared for the moment that classes start, you know where to go if you need any IT help or you need Vanessa to give you some help because you're losing it. I'm just kidding. But you'll know all the great resources around campus through orientation. So definitely make sure you don't miss anything from it and always have your updates on, like Ariana said, but also make sure you are in contact with your orientation leader or either of us too. And then we'll pass it on to Vanessa.
Thank you so much. So yes, orientation is very, very important, especially for students who are first generation. And I'm going to talk a little more about what those first generation supports and efforts look like here at Bentley. And I typically like to start by focusing on the definition. So here at Bentley University, we identify a first generation college student as a student whose primary guardians have not earned or currently do not hold a bachelor's degree. If you have, let's say, 2 children, or if you have siblings and they're considered all within the same generation, and so let's say you and your older sister could be considered both first generation if your parents or caregivers do not hold a bachelor's degree. This is particularly important when it comes to financial aid, not so much when it comes to the services and the supports on campus, because we know that everyone's story can be very different. We know that everyone's background can be very unique, and we want to make sure that we honor those. We're never going to be interrogating anyone into asking you if you're first gen or if you're not first gen and be treated differently because of that. And now we're going to go a little deeper into some of the opportunities for families of first generation students to engage with our community. So at Bentley, we refer to our first generation students as our first Falcons or are the first to fly because we like alliterations. But we honor and celebrate our first Falcons at Bentley through two formal ceremonies. The first one will start during their first semester, and that is called the First Falcon Pinning Ceremony. During this ceremony, we invite you back to campus if you are able to return so that you may be a part of the ceremony and place a pin on your student to not only celebrate and commemorate the accomplishments and all the hard work, but to also ensure that you feel like you're a part of our community as well. Because if it wasn't for your support, it's very likely that we would not have the honor to call one of your students our first Falcons. Now, we sandwiched that a little bit um, with the senior courting ceremony. So it's really exciting because we have something coming up, which is a pitting ceremony in November, and I will share the date with you in just a bit. But our goal is to hopefully see you throughout the 4 years, 4 or more years. Worst case scenario, we won't see you until your student is a senior in their last semester and they're ready to graduate. And that's when we invite you into the courting ceremony. So you can join us as we celebrate your first Falcon. And during this ceremony, it's essentially a preview to graduation. All of our students and supportive faculty and staff members will gather together. We acknowledge the accomplishments of our first Falcons. We hear from two of our students, from some alumni, and then the graduating seniors are given a very special cord that they can wear over their Black graduation regalia, so that when they walk across that stage, everyone will know that they are the first in their family to walk across that college stage. It can be very, very meaningful and symbolic. So those are the two main, like, big ceremonies that we have. We also do a lot of programming in between. And I'm going to ask our lovely ladies to pass it on to the next slide. And so every November, there is a series of programs or resources and opportunities for first generation college students to become more integrated into the Bentley community. We're also very strategic about what we offer our first generation students. We recognize that they're coming into college. There's probably a lot of homesickness, there's a lot of culture shock. You're still navigating very new territory, and that's all completely normal. But we want to try to make it a little bit easier for folks. And so in the past, in honor of National First Generation College Celebration Day, which happens on November 8th, we host a week long of events on that week. We've had events such as Puppies, Paint, and Pizza, which is an event where we bring in therapy animals. Students kind of get that nostalgia where they miss their pets from home, and so they get to play with an animal who is certified as a therapy animal. They get to paint and bond with other members of the community, and they get to eat really good pizza. We also do more growth-oriented workshops, such as Credit 101. What is a credit score? How do I get a credit card? What does it mean to manage finances responsibly? And then we also invite our first generation alumni to come back and connect with students so that students can identify who can be a potential mentor that can guide them throughout the 4 years that they're here or more. This year, we are going to have very big events strategically placed within that week. One of them is our Tri Alpha induction ceremony. Now, Tri Alpha, or Alpha Alpha Alpha, is an honor society for first generation students nationwide. Students have to have 30 credits completed, and they have to meet a GPA requirement that I will not state because I cannot remember exactly what that was, but I'll get that information for sure. And that will happen that first week on Tuesday, I believe the 5th or the 6th. Now I have to check my calendar because my dates are all scrambled. So yes, Tuesday the 5th, we'll have our induction ceremony. It's very likely that your student will not be eligible this semester, but most likely their sophomore year, they'll be able to become inducted into the ceremony. Doesn't mean that they can't come and view the ceremony so that they can get a sense of what it's like. That is then followed by our pinning ceremony, which will take place on November 9th. We are still working on the logistics of time and location. So we will make sure to communicate that to you via email as soon as we have that. We do have a special keynote speaker that is coming in. and a dessert reception followed after, and that's still a secret, so I can't say anything just yet, but it is very exciting news. And we're also going to have a career community day. And so you'll see, and yes, we are also bringing the puppies back with the pizza, but this time we're adding pupusas. And so it'll be very exciting. It was a very popular event last year. So it's a great way to balance the professional development, the personal development, and then also the wellness and self-care all in one. In the past, we have had academic services also collaborate with us and offer sessions on like time management, studying skills. So it really is an effort led by current first generation students. And it's really something that we try to create according to what their desires and needs are. So, yeah. And so before I wrap it up and pass it over to, I suspect, Michelle, yes. I do want to comment that, during orientation, your student might seem a little overwhelmed. They're moving into a new space. They are meeting very new people. They're learning their way around a very new area, new culture. One of the best ways that you can support your student is simply just being there, listening to them, and know that if there's ever anything that they need, they can definitely reach out to one of their upperclassmates, or they can email any one of us here, but specifically if they're first generation, they can view me as kind of like their college tour guide. And I'm always there and happy to answer any questions that I can. And if I cannot answer them, I'll most likely know who I can introduce your student to so that they can make the most out of their experience here at Bentley. And with that, I'm going to hush up and pass it over to my amazing colleague, Michelle. The floor is yours.
Hello, everyone. So as I mentioned, my name is Michelle Daveningo, Director of Student Programs and Engagement, and we can go to the next slide. So a little bit about what is student programs and engagement. So this is our typical student activities office on campus. And so when you think of student activities, you think of getting involved. What are the fun things to do on campus? Some of the co-curricular and extracurricular of what are you doing outside of the classroom? So obviously the academics are really an important part of coming to college and getting a degree, but also what is filling your time outside of your classes and your homework and your group projects. So that's where my office comes into play. So getting involved on campus, a few things that we oversee in my department is some of our campus events and traditions, which I'll get into in a moment, student organizations, which include our fraternities and sororities. We manage our student center on campus, which is a physical space where a lot of students and organizations and events come together to socialize, to get to know each other, to feel a sense of belonging on campus. And then my department also has a lot of student employment opportunities that we see a lot of students coming in and finding a really good opportunity to have an on-campus employment opportunity job, and also to build a community with coworkers that are other students in classes and similar student organizations. So I'll go through a couple of those details in a moment, but sorry, one more second backwards. Back. But I was going to say a little plug for our Instagram. So at Bentley_SPE. So any of the events that we have coming up over the first few weeks of school, make sure to follow us on Instagram or campus groups, and we'll to see what all the events are that are coming up. Now you can go to the next slide. Thanks. So we've talked a ton about campus groups. I know you have heard about it a ton already in terms of the orientation program. Some students may already be on campus groups. If not, they will be at the start of the semester. But campus groups does not stop once the orientation program is over. So campus groups is actually a platform that we use all throughout a student's journey at Bentley. And it's a way where students can find out the events that are going on campus. They can connect with our student organizations, get involved there. They can figure out what events they want to attend, find other students with shared interests. And every student has access to logging into campus groups with their Bentley credentials. And every enrolled student is already on there as of right now. So people can start logging in and getting connected already. We can go to the next slide. I mentioned some of the campus events and traditions that SPNE, so my department is called SPNE as well, but campus events and traditions. So here are a couple of opportunities that students will be able to engage with right off the bat at the beginning of the school year. So Back to Bentley Weekend is the first weekend after classes begin, and that's going to be chock full of a lot of different opportunities for students to come together, to meet new people, to enjoy some events outside of the classroom. So we typically have things like trivia and bingo. We usually have an outdoor movie night for students to attend. And then once students get to their senior year, we have senior pub nights that they can enjoy, which is a little bit down the line. And then I'll talk about it in a moment, but Activities Fair is a way for students to get involved with student organizations. And then you can see a handful of other student programs and opportunities where students will be able to attend throughout their years. So Cab Comedy Show, Relay for Life, we have a concert for Spring Day in the spring, and so on. So lots of things to get people out of their rooms and get people connected with their fellow classmates. And then, as I mentioned, Activities Fair. So that is going to be the first Friday of classes every single year. We will have that. So it may be something that folks are interested in going to just their freshman year, or maybe they'll continue on every year to find out what other clubs and organizations they're interested in getting involved with. But for first years and incoming students, this is a really great opportunity to see all of the 120 plus student organizations that we have at Bentley. Each organization will have a table on our outdoor green space where they can walk around, get to know students, get to know the different opportunities that we have on campus. They'll often be able to collect different pamphlets and flyers about their upcoming meetings. And students are really encouraged to try out as many different organizations as they're interested in. You could try out 2, you could try out 15, and then narrow it down once you really decide, oh, that one's not for me, but I really love the photography club. So we really encourage folks to come out on that first Friday at 4 p.m. and there will be tons more marketing and information about that as classes begin. I think that might be it for me. So I'm going to turn it over to Isa.
Hey, hello again. I'll reintroduce myself super quickly. My name is Isa. I'm one of the resident directors here at Bentley. I work for the residential center. So we can just chat a little bit about the different ways that we support students. So we can jump right in with staff support. So your student can expect to have at minimum these 3 resources within the residential center. We'll start out with, I'm going to go from bottom to top. We're going to start with the resident assistant. So the resident assistant is actually already a student at Bentley. They applied for the role because they are interested in mentoring, in being a resource, a support system for students, because they have already gone through the same or very similar experiences. There is an RA. If you hear my cat in the back, I'm so sorry. He's very loud today. The resident assistants, they are student staff and they are on duty every night. In addition to the RA, there is also an RD. The RD is going to be a professional staff member like myself who oversees the day-to-day operations of each building. So each area will have one resident director. For example, I oversee Miller Hall, so that is my building. It's my baby. And at night, there's always going to be an RD on duty. They are also called administrators on duty, and they are always available after hours, after 4:30 hits and the residential center office closes. There will be an AOD available to answer any questions and be an additional resource. Then we can talk a little bit about the assistant directors. Assistant directors are also professional staff members who live in the residence halls, and they supervise us, the RDs, and they are also an additional resource to students who may have questions or just want to get to know other resources on campus and be additionally connected. Then lastly, University Police is available 24/7, and the blue light system is present around campus. Our University Police has, I believe, a response rate of under a minute. So they are always there as soon as you need them. I encourage for your students to check out their business line phone number on their website and add it just so that they're a quick call away. And that would do it for staff and support. So when we think about the RAs, going back to it a little bit, there's a nice quote here from the RA recruitment team, but they really are such a stellar resource for students. I was in RA when I was a college student, and it was great to get to know students and see some of my own residents ultimately become RAs themselves. And it's a learning process for everybody. Everybody comes from different backgrounds, from different experiences, and we are here with open arms, ready to welcome all of you on move-in day. So, yeah, that is exciting. We can jump on over. So let's talk a little bit about first year living. We have 3 first year halls: Slade Hall, Miller Hall, and the Trees Complex. So between Slade Hall and Miller Hall, this total capacity is going to be about 250 students. And then the Trees Complex, think of it like multiple buildings and then they're all combined. This is going to be a total of 520 students. So things that we can expect to see in the first year halls, it's very community oriented, and we're going to see some communal spaces. We're going to see the common kitchen, the laundry room, the lounge spaces. These are going to be spaces where resident assistants will hold programs as well. So they can invite students to have some coffee and talk about finals, or talk about housing selection for the upcoming semester, and to just answer questions and really address any concerns that students might be having. There will also be common bathrooms that's shared among the residents of the floor. These are also cleaned, which is really nice. That's something that I certainly miss when I was a first year student. So it is a little bit sharing is caring, but it's cleaned, which is very convenient. And the types of rooms, we'll go into it in a few slides, I think, but we're going to be seeing mostly double and triple occupancy bedrooms. And there are limited options for singles and suites, but the residential center is always able to answer additional questions about that. Okay, I was right. So here we are. So first year living. So as we can see on the left side of the screen, this is going to indicate the types of rooms that we're going to see. So in Trees, we are going to see double rooms, whereas in Slade and Miller Hall, we can see a very limited number of single rooms, but we are also seeing double rooms where a student will live with one other student, or triples where they will share that room with 2 other students. And something that we really prioritize in the beginning of the semester is roommate agreements and making sure that everybody is on the same page. Sometimes this might be the first time that a student is sharing a space with anyone. I know I'm an only child, so I had 2 other people in my room and I said, how do I make this work? How do we maximize this experience? And the RAs are 100% there to help, as well as the RDs and everybody else in the residential center. And if your student should have any concerns or questions about that, or maybe just need a little bit of extra support on how to communicate with their roommates or anything like that, we specialize in that. We love that. We love communication in this house. So we are absolutely here to help. Okay, and then defined communities. So at this point, the applications for defined communities have closed, at least for first year students. But we can go into it a little bit and say, what is a defined community? What does that mean? So on the right hand side of the screen, we're going to see all of the defined communities that we currently have here at Bentley. If we want to think about it, we can think of, for example, in Miller, the first gen community. This is going to be a floor of students who are in the first generation program. They applied for it. They say, I want to live somewhere with like-minded people who are maybe going through a similar experience as I am, with an RA who is really going to elevate my experience and help me maximize my time here at Bentley. That's what each of the communities really do for their respective floors. There's a bit more programming that is specific to the interests of that community. For example, the Future Entrepreneurs community is brand new. This is going to be the first year that we debut it. So we're going to be focusing on pretty much how the future entrepreneurs can really plan and strategize and collaborate with others. And we're very excited to build that curriculum so that students can have that experience. And then after the first year, there are still opportunities to be within the defined communities, and those applications will open up as we get closer to the end of the year. And then if we want to jump these are just some lovely photos from move-in day. We know that move-in day can sometimes bring up so many different emotions. It's the first time that someone may be going away from home and living with someone completely new. I know when my mom and my dad dropped me off at college, there were tears, we were hugging, we were freaking out. But honestly, I think that the institutions do such a wonderful job of just embracing that and celebrating all of the support and the love and the effort and everything in between that it took to get to this moment. And we really just want everybody to feel part of the community, welcomed with open arms. And if there's anything that you may need, or if you have questions or concerns, or you just need someone to say hi to you and give you a smile, we are going to be scattered all over campus on that day, ready to cheer you on and welcome you here. And that's kind of moving. So we can chat a little bit about the meal plans as well. So first year students are required to purchase the Block 304 plan. This includes meal trades and 350 discretionary funds, and then unlimited access to the 921 dining hall. So there's more information about this on the residential center website as well. But the 921 dining hall is not the only place on campus that students can get food. We have Corritos, we have La Cava, we have Falcon Mart. So there's a variety of places on campus that students are able to get their meals and get snacks. I know as someone who lives on campus as well, I'm a huge fan of Corritos. It's like Chipotle, but on campus. So I think we're very lucky on that front. And that is meal plans. And I think that's it for me.
Thank you so much. We hope it was super helpful just kind of hear a little bit about some of the offices here and just kind of the resources that our first generation students have. So if you want to just take a few moments and drop any questions, Samili and I too, we're both first generation students and could kind of share just a little bit about our experience. And oh, go ahead, Vanessa.
I do want to share with our families that we will be hosting a welcome lunch for you and your students on move-in day. So if you want to take a break at noon, you can meet us at the Student Center in the back bays. And we will have a hot buffet lunch. And you'll also be able to meet members of the community and learn more about these opportunities in detail. I just wanted to shamelessly plug that in.
No, definitely. It's definitely a great opportunity to connect more, and we're super excited to have that during orientation. So if we want to just give a few moments just for people, if you want to leave any questions, type any questions out in the chat, kind of just a brief overview kind of my experience coming. So obviously I said I was a junior, or now rising junior. So I completed 2 full years, which is crazy how fast it goes by. But genuinely, I have felt really supported and super welcomed into this community coming to Bentley as a first generation student. And I've been able to join a bunch of different orgs and kind of find my own another community within the Bentley community of students. I'm involved with orientation, and also I'm in Greek life. So I'm in Gamma Phi Beta, which is one of the sororities here on campus. And that has been super nice just to kind of meet more students and make the campus feel kind of too like a little bit more tight knit. I'm also within the Bentley Service Learning Civic Engagement Center, the BSLCE, which is our center for, we have like different sites that we go to for service learning. So I work with them in that department, which has also been super great, kind of getting off campus. And there's so many resources to kind of find these avenues. I know the activities here was mentioned, which is my #1 thing I always recommend for new students to go to, just because you see all these different opportunities you can get involved in. And I'm also on the Greek Activities Council, which kind of helps coordinate and plan some Greek events that we have for Greek life. So that's kind of my little involvements on campus. So if you have any questions about that. And then
We do have a few questions.
oh, perfect.
They're more for you, Isa, if you do not mind. The first one is, how do I go about seeing what a specific room looks like in a Miller triple? and it has a second part to it saying like wondering about wood floors or carpet, what type of closet space and all of that, and also how to get a micro fridge.
Okay.
A lot.
So microfridges, they're so convenient.
Yeah.
So the specific rooms, if you go on the residential center website, there is a section where you can learn more about all of the different residence halls that we have here on campus, and that will also include the floor plan, and it should also include photos of the rooms. If you, for example, you can even email me and ask, hey, can you just send me a quick photo of the triple and Miller just in case you saw it on the website and you still had any questions about it. I'm happy to do that. I know any of the resident directors are happy to do that. The easiest way on the residential center website, there is the email, which would be gahousing@bentley.edu. So I know in Miller we have hardwood floors, but more specifications on that for every single one of the residence halls here will be on the website. And then the micro fridge, we should have information about that on the website. I know that you can bring your own as well, but I can also look into seeing if we have any sort of partnerships.
We also have another question, also about a Miller dorm.
Okay.
Says, I'm in a triple and Miller. Can you separate the bunk beds to make a single bed?
Absolutely. I think that the best course of action for that is to, number one, communicate with the roommates because, again, it's all about community in the first year areas. We are sharing a space. I can use myself as an example. Even when I was in a triple my first year, the beds were originally bunked. And after just a quick conversation of, hey, can we do this? Is that cool? I worked with my resident assistant and we were able to remove the beds and make 2 single beds and then figure out the rest of the space amongst ourselves. So with that being said, the beds can be raised, they can be lowered, they can be bunked, they can be debunked. They are very multifaceted, and we're happy to assist. Just talk to the RA beforehand, just because we want to keep everybody safe in one piece. We love that here.
Yeah, I think there might be another one. Do we need to bring tools to unbunk the bed or raise them? If yes, what tools?
Uncles, we will take care of that on move-in day. I know that if it doesn't happen right on move-in day, since there's so many moving pieces, that is something that can absolutely happen within the first week. Just again, communicating with the RA. No need to bring any tools. We have so many mallets here. They're quite fun. And we will 100% assist with moving those beds around.
Also, in terms of that too, I do know if you put in like a work order, which is on My Bentley, which My Bentley is super, super helpful. If you put in a work order for anything, they're always so fast about it. Like facilities, they're the best. Love.
Okay. And then for the beds, they're twin XL, not twin. So make sure you're getting the right sheets.
I think that's all I see for questions, but if anyone has anything else that would like to add or share along, feel free.
Well, these are all really good questions. I want to thank everybody that was a part of the webinar. I think you're all vital to the success of our first Falcons. And that's something I want to emphasize is that this is definitely a team effort. So any member of the Bentley community will always be happy to support your students and whatever concerns come their way or any successes. On the first day of class, which I suspect is September 3rd, we will have 2 tables located on campus, one in the green space by the Trees Complex and another one in upper campus. We will have some grab and go breakfast for you. And if you're having a hard time locating your class or your first classroom, please don't worry. We've all been there. We're not going to judge you, but we will have people there to kind of guide you or walk you over to your class so that you're not running late. And that's really all I have to share. I'm not sure if anyone else would like to add anything before we wrap up.
I just wanted to say thank you again for all of you guys for hopping on and also for all the questions. They were all wonderful. We are so excited to have everyone on campus, and just don't forget
Mhm.
all those important dates.
But you can always reach out, like to your orientation leader too after orientation is done, and you will have these resources going in. It doesn't just stop there. We're kind of all here for you throughout your whole time at Bentley, and it's not just at the beginning. So no, it's a great time and the best experience, and we can't wait to meet you guys so soon.
Thank
Alright.
you all.
Thank you guys for coming
Thank you.
tonight.